Today's lesson is on the surface area of cylinders and cones. So a cylinder is a three-dimensional figure with two congruent circular bases. Okay, a right cone is a three-dimensional figure with one circular base and a perpendicular line extended from the vertex of the cone to the center of the circular base. That's why it's called that right cone. The line is perpendicular to your base from vertex to base. So we can solve surface area of cylinders two different ways. Our first way is definitely by drawing that net and finding the area of each piece and adding it all together. However, the more efficient way is to use the formula. So if you're looking here, I have the nets shown, and then we can use the area of these circles and then the area of this rectangle. The way we're going to do is we're going to actually look at the formula. So let's get that one out of the way. So here, the formula for the surface area of a cylinder is exactly like the formula for the surface area of a prism. The only difference here, and it's really honestly a difference in language, is the fact that we can't say that it's 2 times your base area plus perimeter times height. We have to say it's times circumference times height, because the distance around a circle is considered the circumference. It's the exact same concept. So it's the same way we solve any prisms, but instead of saying perimeter, we have to say circumference. So the only difference is the language of it. We're still going to solve the same. So you're going to do surface area equals 2 times the area of the base. So the area of the base is a circle. So we're going to do pi r squared. So 3.14 times my radius. Now remember, this is your diameter. It's going all the way across. Your radius goes from the center to the edge. So half of 5 is 2.5. So 2 times pi r squared plus circumference is going to be 2 pi times radius. So 2 pi r, or you could use pi d. Either or works. That's a times. And then times the height. Remember, that height is that distance between your two bases. So you're going to solve this using your order of operations. So we're going to work inside of our parentheses first. So I'm going to multiply all these together, and then I'll multiply all these together, and then I will add. So 2.5 squared is going to give you 6.25. So this one here is 6.25. So when I multiply 2 times 3.14 times 6.25, I get my surface area equals 39.25 plus, and then 2 times 3.14 times 2.5 times 19 is 298.3. So we're going to add those two together, and you're going to get 337.55 feet squared. It is honestly no different than finding surface area of any prism. It's the same, it's just the language has to change, because we don't find perimeter of a circular base, we find a circumference of a circular base. Pause the video, do number 2, and see if you can get the same answer as me. You should have gotten 3,692 and 6,400 centimeters squared. So we can use surface area of a cylinder to figure out word problems. So it says a roll of paper towels has a diameter of 5 inches. So there's a piece of information, and a height of 12. There's another piece of information. What is the least amount of plastic wrap needed to cover the paper towels? So cover the whole thing. That's surface area. When you cover the entire item, whether it's paper towels, whether it's just a cylinder, that is your surface area. So we're going to solve it by doing surface area equals 2 times the area of the base. So we're going to do pi r squared. So pi times 2.5 squared, because again, it has that diameter of 5, so we need the radius, plus, and then the circumference is 2 times pi times radius, and then that times the height, which is 12. So to figure out how much plastic wrap is needed to cover your paper towels, you are just going to find the surface area of that. If you want to pause this and finish it, that's fine. Otherwise, surface area equals 227.65 inches squared. So it would take 227 and 65/100 inches squared to cover the paper towel roll. So the next one says a can of soup has a radius of 4 centimeters and a height of 11. What is the surface area of the can's label? So this was a little bit different. If you take a look at it, so if you do like a can, I'm not the best drawer, and you think about the label on the can, that label goes only around the outside of your can. So what the label doesn't include are the tops, or the top and the bottom, the bases of that. So we're actually going to manipulate our surface area formula. So normally surface area equals 2 times the area of the base plus your circumference times your height. But we don't need the 2 bases. So because the label only goes around that can, just around this part of the can, we don't need the top and bottom. So to figure out the surface area of the label, we're literally just going to do circumference. So 2 times pi times radius. So circumference times height, which is 11. That's it. You do not have to do the bases because they're not part of the area or the surface area of the can's label. So we're only looking at what's called our lateral area. So surface area is going to equal 276.32. So the label is 276.32 centimeters squared. So the next piece then takes a look at a cone. Okay, so those were your surface areas of your of your cylinders. So now we're going to look at the cone. Again, it's exactly like the surface area of a pyramid, just the language is changing. We can't say base area plus 1/2 perimeter times slant height. We have to say base area plus 1/2 circumference times slant height. Same process, same everything. You're just changing the language of it. So I'm going to set just this first one up for you, but then I want you to pause it and I want you to try to complete both of these cones. So if we're looking at the first one, so surface area equals area of the base. So again, pi r squared. That's how you find the area of your base, which is a circle. So 3.14 times 6 squared, pi r squared, plus 1/2 times circumference of the base. So 2 times pi times r, and then times the lateral height, that slant height, that height that runs along the side of it. So times 16. So pause this video and I want you to try number 5 and number 6. When you unpause it, both of those answers will be up. So go ahead and check to see if you got those right. Number 4 should be 414.48 meters squared, and 5 should be 876.06 inches squared. So again, formulas for surface area of cylinders and cones are exactly like prisms and pyramids, except for the language. We can't say perimeter, we have to say circumference. That's literally the only difference. You solve them the same way.